welcome back to my YouTube channel. So before setting up all of my spreads for December, I will show you how my November went. I chose this squirrel theme, which I still think was really cute. It was really nice to go back and see the little decorations throughout the month. Overall, my spreads were quite useful. I think that I found a good system which always works for me now, and I will continue with most of these spreads. I'll just change the order because I want to focus a little bit more on my studies because I am preparing for my finals. My journal was the only thing that didn't quite go as planned with my 2 to 3 lines a day thing, but I can usually just fill it up with photos and other memories from the month, so I'm not worried about that. I use a plan as you go kind of system, so I don't really have any weeklies or proper dailies, which is not that aesthetic but works fine for me anyway. So now, I decided to go with a Harry Potter winter theme, and I was really struggling with this because I wanted to do this since last year, and I already had like all of my sketches planned out before last week, I think, and then I bumped into a couple of videos which were already Harry Potter Christmas themed, and I wasn't sure whether to upload them or not because it was also an idea of my own that I had before seeing any of those videos. So I decided to go with it, but I did change a couple of my spreads which were a little bit too similar to the ones that I had seen before. For my cover, I just drew the 3 trees which were seen in the 4th Harry Potter movie, The Goblet of Fire, from the Triwizard Tournament, the Yule Ball. I just thought it was a really cute kind of thing to have for my cover, and it's also relatively neutral, so even if you're not going with a Harry Potter theme, you could still draw this and it would still be really cute. It was a really simple thing to draw as well, and you don't have to draw any exact lines or even exact triangles because trees are not perfectly symmetrical or anything like that. And I kinda regretted going with watercolors for this one because it took a little bit too long, whereas I could have just very quickly colored in with usual colors instead of waiting for every layer to dry. I still really like the way it all turned out, but I do feel like I wasted a little bit of time with that. I went back in to just finish contrasting all of the colors from the background, and in order for me to make everything stand out a little bit more, I don't have any metallic watercolors, but I do have some jelly roll pens. So as you'll see in a bit, I just went back in for the window frames and for like some of the decorations, and also for the little candles. I didn't end up drawing all the candles, but just like the little flames in each one of the trees. For the back side of my cover, I really usually like to write a cute quote that keeps me going throughout the month, and I wanted something that seemed a little bit more personal for me, so I kind of drew myself in a similar position to which I saw in one of the first Harry Potter movies, which is Harry just sitting on the windowsill. I think it's during Christmas time, his first Christmas at Hogwarts. So I used more or less the same colors which I used for the cover for the window frame. I did the same thing with the background here. I just didn't quite find the colors that I wanted. I didn't really mix them in properly, but I still like the end result. I decided to color in this curve with blue because it's one of the colors from my house. I am a Ravenclaw. You could of course just use whatever colors from your Hogwarts house. And I also drew myself with a invisibility cloak instead of a blanket. I just thought the colors would go well with this overall thing. And as you'll see towards the end, I added some more details with the jelly roll pens with like some moons and some stars, some little dots here and there, because I couldn't quite be bothered to draw all of the little details that come in the actual design of the invisibility cloak. Calligraphy. I think this is by far the worst kind of thing that I've written on one of my covers thus far. I guess it was really not my day for calligraphy, so I made a spelling mistake, and then I kind of went back in with a white jelly roll pen, as you can see right now, to try to fix it a little bit. Then I added it with washi tape, just pasting it right on the spine, so it acts like a kind of bookmark. Next is my little overview kind of spread, just for the most important things that I need to keep in mind before my calendar spread. And for this, I just drew a little Hedwig to keep me company. For my calendar kind of spread, I made a little mistake. I accidentally omitted a whole week. So at the end I had to just divide the last Monday of the month into two, so that I can write whatever events I have for that day. It was not that big of a mess up, but it messed up a little bit of the aesthetic of this, I guess. I was going to draw a golden snitch at the bottom where the last week is now. So in the end I just decided to draw it behind the December title. I decided to put my study tracker before the rest of my trackers, just because I really need to focus on my finals for this month. So I did the same thing that I've been doing for the past few of my bullet journal plan with me videos. Just write each one of my subjects with one column for classes, another one for reading, and another one for writing or working on that subject. And it has very few decorations along with my final spread. It's just like a little space in which I'll write down each one of the tasks that I need to complete for that final, either my exams or my essays or whatever, so it keeps me focused and I know exactly what I need to do next. Because I didn't have space for all of them, I took an old page from this Leuchtturm, which I had ripped out and added it as a Dutch door. And to keep going on with the theme, I just drew two quills and a little ink bottle, sorry. I accidentally added this spread before my trackers, now that I think about it, but it's okay. It's a diagonally inspired spread for like my presents and other Christmas projects, and it was really easy to draw, like the bricks and all, which is something really simple. It didn't really take up much of my time, and I just used some watercolor to very quickly color it all in. First layer dried, I thought it looked a little bit too plain, so I just went with a slightly darker shade to build up a bit of color in some of the bricks. And finally, just to keep things a bit organized in here, I just wrote presents and projects on each side, just to remember which side is which, and I went back in with the jelly roll pens. Next is my self-care and habits, and going on with the theme and the festive spirit all together, I drew some butterbeer and Felix Felicis. I also mixed it up with my expense tracker, which is a standard kind of tracker. I just jot down all of my expenses throughout the month and compare with my budget. Same with my habit tracker. It's a really standard kind of thing. My mood tracker, on the other hand, is a little bit different from everything that I've seen on YouTube, Pinterest so far. It's a multi-level tracker. So what I do is I draw what would be a standard circular tracker. I've seen people use this kind of thing for their habits, but I do it with my mood. So instead of just tracking my overall mood, I also reflect upon the way I feel towards my body, like physically, am I tired, am I feeling really happy and really energetic, and also towards my relationships like family, friends, my partner, and also my studies. So it helps me see which things are making me feel stressed and to remember that there are other things in life that make me happy. I have it right next to my sleep tracker because sometimes I really do not sleep properly. So it helps me also remember that I need to do this to keep a routine and to stay healthy. It might seem like a lot of things that I'm tracking here, but it's just the way my bullet journal has slowly made some progress throughout the last year that I've been bullet journaling. And it has really helped in the past couple of months to help me find some more stability. The last thing that has helped me really be more productive and feel more grateful in general is to keep a gratitude log. I usually have it right next or like incorporated into my daily journal, but I've been wanting to draw a lot more. Since Inktober didn't quite work for me, I decided to just change my gratitude spread instead, so I'm making it a challenge for myself. And I also, to keep going with the theme, I just went with one can never have enough socks, with a little sock boot with raven colors again, and Harry's little sock which he gave to Dobby. Dobby! Just to wrap things up is my 2 lines a day with some little quills, just like I did for my finals tracker. And finally, a tiny weekly tracker for tasks that are not as important as the ones in my habit tracker are for me. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's not all that Christmassy, but I didn't want to be too similar to other things that I'd seen, and I still really enjoyed setting all of this up. I really hope it'll keep me organized throughout my next really busy month, and to just help me stay focused on all of those things. I haven't quite finished this journal yet, but I know it will not last me throughout the time that I need it to last, so I might completely scrap this one and start over in a new journal for 2019, and hopefully that'll be the next time that I see you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye!